Now we'll be talking to Greg Rogers here in the studio. Hi Greg, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Hey, that's not a problem. Anything I can do to help.
Yeah, and I understand that you are a disabled student.
Well, I'm visually impaired. I've never had sight, so I had a condition called microphthalmia, which means my eyes never developed. If you look closely at my eyes, you can see that they're actually really small. I used to wear, when I was younger, something called prosthetics, and prosthetics would make my eyes look bigger. They're kind of like glass shells, but my eyes were really sensitive to them, so I just took them out because I couldn't do it. So my eyes, my face is a little bit disfigured. My eyes are a little bit smaller, but other than that.
And have you always lived here in Kansas, or?
Actually, I have, as it turns out. I was born in Wichita, and then I moved to the Kansas City suburbs at the age of 2. I've lived in the same house ever since.
And so how did you find out about Baker, and what made it kind of a selling point for you as a college?
It was kind of interesting. I was a senior, and all I knew about college was that I was going. And I heard about Baker Preview when you spent the night. And then my mom asked me, I just came home from wrestling practice one night, and she's like, "You want to stay in a fraternity?" I'm kind of like, "Sure."
And you're in the Zeta Chi fraternity?
I am in the Zeta Chi fraternity.
That
Actually,
nice.
that was the fraternity that I ended up staying in over Baker Preview.
And I don't know, what is it like to, have no sight here at Baker? Do they accommodate you well? Or?
They do, actually. I do all my homework via the computer, whether it's reading books or writing papers or just simple assignments. The way that'll work is stuff will be posted on Blackboard, or I will do homework transactions, if you will, via email. So it's not really too bad.
And what kind of reactions do you get from like professors or other students or things of that nature?
I think everyone's been pretty good with it. I mean, you have to show people, you just have to show them that you're just a typical person, just like everyone else. Because, there's going to be a little bit of shock, like, wow, what do I do? He's blind, type thing.
And are there any sort of things that you use to assist you here at Baker, or is it pretty much you're like all on your own, or what kind of accommodations are there for you? I know you mentioned email, but are there any other accommodations that you use?
Well, all my books are on CD, and I get them through an organization called Recordings for the Blind and Dyslexic, RFB&D. So that's one of the main accommodations. Baker has actually purchased a third-party screen reading application, so I can use that. It's called JAWS for Windows. I can use that on a variety of computers. I've got like 4 or 5 licenses that I can use on computers here. Testing is done in the LRC. Generally speaking, I have a reader. That's with Student Academic Services. A lot of times, Kathy Wilson, Will Proctor, my test, or one of her student workers.
All right. And so I'm assuming that it wasn't too big of an adjustment moving to Baker, or
not necessarily. Like, I had to have what's called an orientation and mobility specialist come in and pretty much train me on how to get around the entire campus. And that was a good week or so of just kind of getting around, learning where my dorms are, where to get to eat, how to get to different buildings so I can get to classes, stuff like that.
And what are you majoring in?
I am a business major. I'm looking for a dual emphasis, management and marketing, with minors hopefully in music and psychopathology. Psychology. Wow, I'm in psychopathology.
And so, what are your future plans then?
Oh, we'll see. I'm still trying to decide that, but I'm looking at law school maybe, and I might try to go in law / MBA all in one program, maybe. We'll see.
And I know one question I've been asking a lot tonight is what would you advise other people who are handicapped? What would your advice be to them if they were thinking about attending Baker?
It's a good school. I like the small atmosphere and the small class sizes. I really like having the one-on-one time with professors. You can easily make appointments to set up class, to set up
Yeah.
What am I looking for? To set up appointments to learn if you don't understand something in
Well,
class.
yeah, that seems to be a major consensus with all the people we've interviewed. And well, is there anything else that you'd like to add, Greg?
I'm open for any questions that you might have, as it turns out.
Well, I think that's pretty much a wrap, and I would like to thank you for coming out here and being on the Inside Baker.